What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thanks for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be doing some firewall, not repair or maintenance, but some cleanup. And I'm going to be plugging some holes and be welding some little just pieces of flat stock over some holes in the firewall to prevent fire from getting in. So let's get to it. I assume most of you guys know PFI Speed and Jamie Langford. So last year at World Cup, he had a pretty bad, I mean, it always could be way worse, but he had a pretty bad crash, and fire ended up coming through all of these holes that was open, I guess, in his car. So I believe he had a fire suppression system. I don't remember. I just remember watching the video and the fire coming in and then them going through and getting these holes plugged. There is a company that they used, that a guy makes plugs for specifically for those spots, and they just kind of bolt in. But I am not going to do that. I'm just going to weld some simple little pieces of flat stock over it and just kind of I'll drill some holes and then just tack those holes. I'm going to try and make it to where it's not going to vibrate. This engine doesn't have balance shafts and it's hard mounted, so this thing's going to vibrate and rattle like crazy. So the last thing I want is a bunch of little pieces of metal vibrating at idle or even when I'm driving. So my plan today actually was to pull the car out and spray off the inside and get it all cleaned up, because we are going to be painting the floor area right here to just kind of clean it up, make it look nice. And then after that, we'll start working on wiring and all that stuff. Now, I don't know about, actually, take that back. We're probably not going to be working on wiring. I just want to go through this thing, make sure it's clean and nice, and then I can start putting up or getting the steering shaft and everything put back together. Last night I did clean up the brace that the steering shaft holds up onto. So I'm not done. It got late and this stuff was rusty and nasty and dirty, so I just called it quits. But I still need to clean that up a little bit more, throw some paint on it. My buddy is going to actually come and respray this, the factory color, on the floor. So he's going to hit that that brace right there for the steering shaft. So it'll all be clean and nice, and I'm not going to run a dash. I told you guys that I was going to try and put the Integra dash in it. There's just lots of modifications to do that. You got to, like, if you want to run door panels and a dash and do like a full interior swap on one of these, you have to like heat up the door panel or something and then shut the doors and let them like self-mold, or I don't know. It was just too much for me, and this being pretty much a track car only, I don't see the point in having all that extra wasted time and the extra weight, of course, for door panels and a dash, which is not really going to make a big difference to me. I'm probably going to end up cutting this door skin out, and this window is going to be Lexan with the little frame around it and the quick latches, same with this window. But I'm actually kind of nervous because this car, before I bought it, it was in a crash. As you can tell right here, the body filler and everything is starting to crack over the years. So I'm really scared to see kind of what's up under here. So I might not do those windows. I might just leave those there and just do the front. I don't know, but we'll just cross that bridge when we get to it. But let's go ahead and start mocking up some pieces to cover these holes. I really don't know which ones I need yet. I know the harness is pretty much going to be the only thing, since all the fuel, well, the fuel stuff would run under the car anyway. But I'm going to just go ahead and plug a few of them. I'm going to probably rewatch Jamie's video of them getting their plugs installed so that I know which ones I can do. So it's really cool that they did it, that I can go back and check out somebody else's work to see how somebody else did it. So I'm gonna go do that real quick, and then we'll get to measuring out some pieces and get some stuff welded in here. All right, guys, so I've got a little piece of cardboard here. That's what I'm gonna use for a template, and I'm pretty sure it's probably the correct size or somewhat close. First hole I'm going for is this big one right here, and it looks like that is pretty good. I'm just probably gonna trim up these edges right here. I want it to kind of sit a little bit inside. There's like, might be able to see like the ring from an old gasket. I kind of want to mimic that, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some little holes, little 1/4 inch holes in here, and then I'm just going to tack those holes to this outer frame. And then I'm going to do that with that little hole, probably that hole, and this one. I'm going to leave that one open just so we have somewhere for the harness to come through. And then, well, I'll do this one first and just see how it looks and how I like it. I'll probably do the 2 big ones first, and maybe I'll leave the second one. I'll leave those 2 open and that one, just so when we get closer to wiring, I don't have to go through and change a bunch of stuff or cut it off and pull it out. And you know, I'll just do these 2 right here first, and we'll see what it looks like. So I'm gonna get this template cut out, and then we'll go over to the table and make it. All right, guys. So I went ahead and used the scissors here, cut this out. This fits pretty good, like how I want it. So I'm just going to trace this out onto this. Oh God! Hold on. Let me fix here. Holy shit. Jesus. Unedited interruptions. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go back through, and this ain't like perfectly symmetrical on each side. It's like trying to draw a 100% perfect circle almost. Now that I say that, it's gonna start bugging me. I'm gonna try and fix it a little. It does fit over there in the car, in the little area that I was talking about, to sit like where that old gasket used to be. That sits about perfect where I want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this corner over here as the straight edge on the other side. So I got that little template. That is gonna be straight. This side isn't perfectly straight, but I'm gonna cut them straight. I know I just traced that, had a perfect template, but I'm gonna draw it to where it's a little bit bigger, to where it's a little bit more symmetrical. And then I haven't really even figured out how I'm gonna cut this yet, because it's gonna be kind of strange to cut, because it's a piece of flat stock, and I don't have a plasma cutter, so it's gonna be kind of weird to cut, and it's gonna be very loud. So I'm going to just kind of go with it real quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna cut this straight, so this gets a straight edge. Actually, let's do some. Let's make this actually look kind of nice if I can get it to look nice. That's where I want. We'll do something like that number. I'll cut that straight up like that, and then we'll go through and just kind of go around the edges. Now this is really thin stuff. It's like 16, so it cuts really quick. Cutting through my table. All right, so there's our part. Well, part of our part. I'm gonna go through and just cut this thing into squares. Cut it square around each time. So. See what I'm kind of doing there? Getting rid of all the access so I don't have all these little funny bends and turns in my cut. We'll just cut it straight like that, and then we'll go through and massage it with the flat disc. Metal's starting to get really hot. Ooh, hello. Will these work? Yes, they will. Cheers, I don't have a pair of pliers over here in the fab shop. All right, so then we'll go through, we'll put a flap disc on, and then we'll go test fit it. And then I'll grab a marker and I'll just mark where I want to drill out, probably like 6 or 7 little spots where I want the tack weld to be, because I'm just going to drill a hole in each of these, and then I'll go up there, mark where I'll go over there, mark where I want it to be over there, make sure it's where it's good, where it's kind of symmetrical. It's not going to be symmetrical. I mean, look at this thing. So I just want it to hold and not rattle, which once this thing gets welded up, it's so small that I don't think it's going to rattle or flex any. Yeah, it's kind of coming around now. Well, massaging won't help. The bottom side looks great. This top half needs a little bit more work. All right, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna run over there real quick and just put some little marks and make sure this thing fits good. And then I will come back here, drill some holes out, and then we'll go back over there, prep the area, and then tack weld some holes up. All right, guys, so I went through, put a bunch of marks where I want there to be a little hole for a spot weld over there. I already prepped the surface on the car, so all I got to do is drill this out real quick, and then we can go through and tack all that stuff up. Oh. Nice. Nice, nice. Now I have a vise. I actually have 2 vices. But if we go ahead and just do this on slow setting. Put a piece of wood here, obviously, so I don't drill through onto my table. You know, a guy might say that this is way too many holes, but I just don't want this thing to rattle, man. I'd rather be safe than sorry. It's not like it's you know, more holes is gonna affect anything really. We're just want to do this the way that I want to do it. Hopefully it don't rattle. I've got pretty good faith in it that it's not gonna rattle. blew out. Oh, this one might. Yep. That last one blew out. I looked at that right when I first looked at it, I knew it was going to. Use the vise and clamp that back down. I'm not gonna really worry about that too much. Now, where'd the grinder go? Oh, in the car. So, I'm gonna go through, clean all the back of that up. Make sure I got a good, clean, flat surface. There's not the little burrs or anything on there. Woo, that's hot. God, what an idiot. All right, so now that we've got that going, I'm probably gonna put it on there like so. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on there however which way, and then we'll go through and we'll just tack weld that sucker on there. All right, guys, well, I wanted to make sure that ground was gonna work. I already got everything, I climbed up in here and I got everything going, and I didn't clean off this spot for the ground. It was definitely not in my, what I was trying to get ready for prepped. But I went ahead and actually just put one little tack on there right there just to hold it up, so I wanted to make sure that ground was gonna work. And it looks like it's gonna work, so let's go ahead and just tackle these guys up right quick. There you have it. All right, so like I said in that one clip before, this hole I was gonna do. I'm not gonna do that hole now. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because when we start running wiring and everything, I don't want to run all the wires out of that one hole. You know, I might run, you know, I don't know. However the wiring's going to go, I don't want to just start plugging up all these holes and then have to drill stuff out later. So I just wanted to get one done just to get some kind of work done in here. I do need to pull this thing outside and kind of wash it off, rinse the inside out, get all this dirt and gunk out of here. And then we'll kind of get it more prepped for paint. It needs a lot of work. So we're going to go ahead and just strap this thing up with the golf cart and then yank it outside and get to hosing. Also, if you don't own a golf cart, you should probably get one. Their turning radius, spot on. Pulling, pushing, weight, spot on. I had a 2015 Polaris Razor 1000 XP. Thing was fun, but this, as far as pulling stuff around, pushing stuff around the property, the golf cart is about a quarter of the price and does the same amount of work. I mean, yeah, the Polaris is gonna pull a lot more weight, but this car ain't heavy. So we're gonna yank the golf cart, we're gonna yank the Civic with the golf cart outside, just like I said, and then we're gonna pressure wash it, get it all cleaned up. Now, I don't have a pressure washer. It's just the hose that I have has one of those ends on it that make it a pressure washer. So let's get this thing hooked up and pull it outside. All right, partner. Also, if you don't have a Milwaukee fan, you can get one of those too. All right, let's hook this. Oh, I don't have the steering shaft hooked up. We'll just yank it without it off. Hopefully it goes right out the door straight. If not, then I guess we'll be in a pickle. Alright, partner. Yeah, you can tell I use this thing a bunch to haul this thing around because it's still hooked up. Okay. Oh shit. It's like that scene on Austin Powers when he's in the deal in the hallway. I think I need to turn the wheel. I'll just do it by hand because, you know, why hook up the steering? Oh, shit. Well, I wonder if I can turn it with the... Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, it's down. Oh, maybe. It's a little downhill. So you don't just like do something crazy and like run off. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. If anyone's got a door handle, take one. Okay. Mas. Been working on my Spanish. Oh yeah. Yeah. I like to see. I gotta straighten it out. It's gonna smack the wheels all over there. Oh, I know. You gotta pull the steering shaft straight. You can't try and crank on it like it's Let's go spray this sucker off. I'm gonna go ahead and just put this steering shaft back on so I don't have the same issue when I'm going to put it in, because that was mega gay. All right, BRB. All right. Look at the holes. I drilled those. I don't know if you can. Can you see those? Yeah, you can see those. Those holes I drilled a long time ago, because I did this before. So I drilled all these little drain holes in the car. I'm gonna have to go through with a rag, wipe everything down once the water gets out. Probably go over it again, spray it off for a second time. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing drain, and then I'll go ahead and wipe it out. Okay, so we're gonna hook up the tow truck to the Civic, and then we're gonna pull that thing back in here. I said I was gonna go over it another time, but it looks pretty good, so I'm not gonna worry about getting it all soaked wet. I want one of these. I want. Sit exactly where I want it, because the golf cart's got to come in here. Sure, dang there, pal. Come on off there. I didn't want it to. Oh, look at me. Probably the strongest guy in the world. I just got to move it up a little bit more, and then that'll be it. All right, that's all. I realized that entire last clip there was music playing in the background, so I'll try to edit that out. Obviously you'll notice if it gets edited out or not. But all right guys, so pretty much that's all I kind of wanted to do in this video. I wanted to get it cleaned up, kind of get it prepped for paint. Now last night I didn't film any of it, but I got the traction bar on, and I'm waiting for the weight plate. Hopefully I'll be able to get the weight plate and go and get it cut out this weekend. As far as that goes, I still need to get a intercooler and a fuel cell ordered up, get those here, and start wiring it up, I guess. Get some axles put in it, and start getting things figured out. It's actually really close. The motor doesn't need anything but wired up and a turbo kit, so it's pretty much there, boys. So we'll go ahead and in the next video, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll figure that part out. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and following along. So make sure you guys try to leave a comment down if you guys seen something that I was doing, or if you have any questions or anything like that, or something I can do better for the next time. Comment down there or message me, whatever you want. I'm pretty much on all the things, so just hit me up. Thanks for watching.